Okay, my name is Macy Llewellyn, and I'm going to do my presentation over caffeine intake and the effects on the athlete performance particularly. So what is caffeine? Caffeine is a natural occurring central nervous system stimulant. It is one of the most researched type of acids. There's multiple acids, but this is the particular one that I did my research on, which can improve athletic performance and may make the athlete more able to train for longer and can make the athlete more focused and alert during their training or their sport that they're doing. Caffeine disturbs the normal functions of this receptor. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce it, but inosine receptors cause relaxation in the brain and acts on its receptors, but caffeine helps prevent that, and the result of that is the caffeine you consume makes you feel more awake and alert. So what this actually means on the last point right here is that when you start to feel tired, these receptors actually just just make you more tired, but caffeine actually counters that of, okay, yeah, these receptors are feeling tired, but the caffeine comes in and just, counters that and makes you obviously more awake, more alert, and can improve, focus, alertness, to that person, and particularly, the athlete. So, we talk about coffee and caffeine, but we also need to talk about the dehydration risk of caffeine and what that is. So, there are studies showing that caffeine is a result of one being dehydrated after consuming a drink with caffeine in it, and there are other articles stating that caffeine has little to no effect on one's hydration status. One thing that stands out to me while researching this topic on caffeine intake and the effects it has on an athlete's performance is that college athletes are prohibited to drink energy drinks on game day and, depending on the conference, potentially the whole season. The NCAA has banned caffeine for college athletes, and the NCAA is D1 colleges such as OU, OSU. Yes, you get the point. But I just really wanted to touch on that subject of, well, why is it banned? Because it increases your alertness, and the reason that is not allowed is because you will test positive for a drug test because of the ingredients that are in an energy drink, and then if you can have actually too much caffeine before your game, you will test positive. There's a certain percentage of milliliters per hour before a game for coffee, but it's very, very minimal. So yes. Here's my sources, but I just want to wrap up the presentation on just saying there's so many different articles on caffeine, coffee for athletes, and all that, but I just really encourage you to look at other articles, because there are articles saying that caffeine is bad, it dehydrates the athlete, and then there's articles that say caffeine is not a result to dehydration at all, or is very unlikely that it could. So there's other factors that cause that, but thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you learned something new from caffeine and the intake for a college athlete.